So the NAS100 market finally went bullish this past week. I didn't get a chance to take a trade on NAS100, but I did take a trade on US30, gaining 100 points. And the equivalent of that was somewhere in here. And it was obviously a really nice trade. I could have obviously held it a lot longer. But in this video, I'm also going to show you my game plan for this upcoming week on NAS100. And if you follow along, then it'll help you improve your trading as well. So as we can see here on the H1 time frame, price did make some moves into the right direction, the bullish direction here on NAS100, but basically it just stayed in the zone here. So again, instead of just doing all these zones over and over again, then I'm just going to start from the top and go to the bottom of this chart, or at least this chart area, more so in here. And then I'm also going to give you my game plan for the upcoming week based on what we see. So let's just go ahead and go back to the weekly time frame, and you can see in here we have a really strong bullish engulfing candle for this past week. So hopefully that momentum continues, because it's not just good for the NAS100 market, not just good for US30, but it's also good for the general stock market. And if you have stocks or you trade options like I do, then it's just all good. So that's why I love tracking this market as well, because a lot of the stocks that I have are in tech that are in US30, NAS100 as we call it here. You can see it's US30 right there. So anyway, whatever you call it, definitely a lot of potential for this upcoming week. So right here, strong bullish engulfing candle. It stopped right at this level that we placed last week here at 19, let's just say 431. It stopped at 19,428. So really close. Let's just go ahead and start from the top with all these different levels. So the first level here is at 22,217. The next level is here, actually right here at 21,729. The next level is at 21,374. This level right here is at 21,021. And then this yellow line right here is sitting around 20,652. And then we have this level right here that is at 20,335. Next, we have this level here at 19,862. And then we have this level right here where our weekly bullish engulfing candle stopped, is now sitting at, or still sitting at 19,431. And then this yellow level here is at 19,200 flat. And then we do have some other levels that are kind of on different time frames, so we'll see that as we go down in levels. But like I said, we're just going to focus within here because there are some places where price could potentially move, and we're definitely going to talk about my game plan for this market coming up soon. What if you can trade gold or any market in just 1 hour per day, even if you have a full-time job, and still grow the account? Most traders think that they have to sit in front of charts all day, and maybe if they step away, they may either miss a setup or they may come back to a losing trade. Well, in this free masterclass, I'm going to show you a calm and repeatable way for you to enter trades with confidence, and you can lose all the anxiety when you step away from your charts. Go ahead and check out the free masterclass. It's totally free. So this yellow level right here, if we put this right in the center, it is at 18,051. And we can see that this weekly candle did pierce this level of 17,755. This other yellow level here is at 17,227. And then this black line is at 16,712. And then last but not least, this other yellow level down here at 16,309. So let's go ahead and go to the daily time frame now that we know all the levels that we have on this chart, because now that we do have some price action over here, which we didn't before, I want to make sure that these are still in alignment. And if I'm looking at more recent price action, it is. We have the rejection level here. We did have a slight close on the daily above this level, and then it continued to push up. Notice how it came to the same level where this rejected. So something to think about for this upcoming week. And everything else though looks good. I am going to do a little bit of cleanup, but not at this moment. So let's go ahead and go to the H4 time frame just so we can make sure that everything that we were seeing is still looking amazing. So if we look at, let's see, this was a gap. The market started somewhere in here. So basically this move here, if we get rid of that, just kind of clean it up, But just looking at this level, everything still looks good. So there's nothing I want to change. Maybe I can get rid of this because this is old news now. This is still looking good. Get rid of this. This is also old news. And then there was a projection. It obviously did that over here. So just want to keep my charts clean and tidy, and maybe it's a cue for you to do the same for your charts, just so that way you can easily read the price action. It could get messy, so it's okay if you delete stuff over time. So that looks good. So let's go ahead and go to the H2 time frame. So still looking at this zone, I'm trying to see if I want to adjust it based on this new information over here. And I think I do. So I actually want to put this level now at, wow, 18,500. It lines up perfectly, a nice psychological number. And I put this here mainly because we have this really big gap. Price found support, came back, came to it again, rejected, and then did all of this, which is amazing on NAS100. So that looks good. Let me see about this level here. We do have quite a few rejections in this. I am going to get rid of this box because that's old news as well, and get rid of that for now. I think if I move this up just a little bit to now 18,072, that should be good. And then same for this level. We did have this wick rejection, which price did respect this level for the most part. But now that we got new info, I'm just going to move this down so that way our new support is here. I mean, if you just wanted to, because this is such a really strong wick, what you can do is you can have both lines and just see how that looks on your chart. For me, it's too many lines, so definitely going to just get rid of that, but do whatever you want. So this is still looking good to me. So now let's go down to the H1 time frame so that way we could talk about our game plan here shortly. All right, so looking at these levels, I see we adjusted, we didn't adjust that. That still looks good. We made an adjustment here, but it still looks great. You can see that it's still respecting that level over here at this 18,500 level. And then this is still looking good. It's still respecting this level. This is obviously being respected. So if you found this charting helpful so far, and then the reasoning behind placing all of these levels, go ahead and comment the word levels inside of the comment section below to let me know that you are serious about your trading and you are still with me. So let's go ahead and go into the game plan for this upcoming week on NAS100. We have nice clean levels, respecting supports and resistance, and now we can come up with our game plan. So right here we have this point where price stopped, and now it's the weekend. So it did reject perfectly at this level. Granted, this was something that we drew a couple weeks ago, and it came up to it. Says a lot. So our accuracy in terms of analysis is on point, which it needs to be. So that's why you're here. That's why I do these. So anyway, so now that we have this kind of rejection, one thing I would be looking for is some sort of pullback into this key level around 19,205, and then possibly pushing up to this, meet this previous high, and then possibly continuing higher. Now, of course, we know that price doesn't move in a straight line, but let's go ahead and mark off our zones. So I wouldn't take any trades on this pullback, but if there's an opportunity and if it fits your trading plan, go ahead and do so. But I would mostly be looking for buys. So starting here at this 19,205 zone, and then going all the way up to the top, that 19,431 area for 226 points, which is amazing. Continuing that trend from that point all the way up to 19,862 for a 433 point move, which is amazing. I've created another community here on School called Consistent Profitable Traders. And if you want to join, you can go to school.com/traders in order to join this free membership. I have a number of things here inside of the community. You can see that the community is growing. There are people being added almost every single day. And then inside of the classroom, I do have some things here. I'm constantly adding new things, new resources for new traders. And if you go over to the calendar, then you'll see that I have a monthly call with everybody inside of this group. So if you want to join this community, go ahead and go to school.com/traders, and I'll see you there. And I mean, price could basically do anything, but it can continue up as well for 1,000 points. We've seen this on this market before, so it's not something that is far-fetched, and that is at 20,335 at this point. So now on the downside, so I really wouldn't be looking intend to take any sells at this point, especially since in the market price has made, or not a new all-time high, but it has been pushing quite a bit. And then we saw in the weekly time frame that it did form that strong bullish engulfing candle. So obviously hoping that that trend, or not really hoping, but anticipating that price continues that trend for this upcoming week. And one thing that I see now that I didn't see before was this minor level of support here on the H1 time frame. So if we just mark that off, this is at 19,103. And just know that when price makes this retracement here, it may not stop perfectly here. It may come here, or it may dig a little bit deeper and do a deeper retracement before continuing the move up. So just keep that in mind as you're looking at your charts in real time. So this is a really strong level, but let's just say for a short-term short idea, I see these are buys above here, for a short-term short idea coming below here and then taking advantage of all of this all the way down to this key level here. So this would be at that 19,103 all the way down to 18,500, which remember is a key psychological number in this market. So that would be a short-term short idea. I wouldn't anticipate price dropping any more than that, especially since the overall trend in this moment is bullish. We want to continue with that unless price is giving us another idea. So that is the end of my analysis and my trading ideas for this particular market for this upcoming week. If you found it helpful, go ahead and give the video a like and subscribe to this channel if you're not already, so that way you can continue getting videos like this in the future. I'll see you next week.